Hey everybody, and welcome to Honeybee Entertainment. I'm your Coach B, and today we're going to be looking at the concept of cooldown management in Overwatch 2. What it is, and how you might be able to manage your cooldowns better. Overwatch is a hero-based shooter, each hero having their own unique weapon, passive, and abilities. Each of these abilities has a timer that is connected to it that limits how often you can use it. We refer to this timer as a cooldown. Now, what does it mean to manage cooldowns? Well, cooldown management refers to your ability as a player to use or save your abilities in order to provide tempo to the match. So, how do we manage our abilities and cooldowns better? Well, the first step is to improve our awareness. Now, that sounds pretty simple, right? Now, here are the things that we need to focus on. We need to focus on when we're using the ability, why we're using the ability, and how we choose to use the ability. Now, if we want to increase our awareness, we need to focus on reflection and review. Review being the first step towards building awareness. That makes sense because we can't move forward unless we know where we are currently. So we do this through VOD reviews. This is our chance to watch our own gameplay, go back and find gaps in our awareness, things that we might not be doing quite right, an audit of sorts. So when we do this, we need to go into these games, or I should say, we need to go into watching this gameplay completely detached from the outcome. We're not worried about the deaths, the outcome of the duel, or the team fight, or even the game. All that we're focusing on is the how, the when, and the why. That's the only thing that matters. So we go in, and we choose one ability, and we watch the whole game. After every time we use that ability, we're going to pause the game, and we're going to ask ourselves, how do we feel about that ability usage based on the how, when, and why? Now, you're going to be able to probably quickly find an aspect of an ability that you don't think you're using quite right. So after you've found that aspect of the ability, then we can take that into the game. And this is where reflection comes in. After we have identified one of those weak spots, now we can go into the game and focus solely on that aspect of the cooldown. And every time we use the cooldown, we get to ask ourselves a reflection question. How did we use it? Why did we use it? And when did we use it? Now, I recently have been doing my DPS placement games, and I've been playing as Echo. So, after my first 2 games, I decided to go in and do a review. I started with my sticky bombs, and I didn't get past that. I went through the whole game, watching my sticky bomb usage, and I was very happy overall with the why I was using them and how I was choosing to use them, whether that be sticking them on the ground or behind someone, having them walk into it, everything down to aim. And I was able to identify that the sore spot for me was when. I had a tendency to either rush using my sticky bombs, meaning I was not taking the time to aim them a lot of the time, and rather just shooting them and trying to hope that I had anticipated their movement or, whatever it might be. Even sometimes standing still to shoot the sticky bombs because people aren't looking at you. And the other aspect of the when for me was that I would engage without them. So there were plenty of times where I was set up pretty decently and I would choose to engage and I still had a second or 2 down on my sticky bombs. So what that meant was my only option was to start my engagement with my primary fire and hope that my sticky bombs were up and I could shoot them before I had to fly away. So I think that one of the best ways to kind of show this off is I'm simply going to go into a game here. Let's see, this was my placement game number 7, I want to say. So this was 5 games after I had done my review. This was a few days ago now, so I'm sort of detached from the game. I don't remember exactly everything that I did in this game. So we're going to be able to go in and find out how well we were working on our stickies. So while I was playing, I was trying to focus on when I was choosing to use them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm focusing solely on when I use my stickies. So we're going to start the match here. I don't like that. I rushed that. Look at that now. I'm perfectly scoped up with the Cassidy. I could have shot through the window. Little rushed, right? I did mess up my jump there, but I would say that was a rushed sticky. Fine. Fine. I hope I'm hitting my stickies as I'm shooting at a giant Reinhardt. I'm not necessarily upset with this one. That was purely mechanical, I would say. I had, no, I disagree. This is a win, but, it does kind of come into a how. In the fact that I probably should have been shooting at Mercy here, so I did kind of rush my target acquisition. Okay, decent. A little mechanical there, but I was happy with that. Rush, right? I liked the idea there. I just didn't really take the time to focus my aim in there. Rushed again. I got some damage there, but again, I kind of flew up and just started shooting. Rushed. Decent, right? And right there, like you saw, I died. I can just skip forward into the VOD. A little rushed there, right? Really, quite rushed. Good. I had an intention, a target. Decent. And fumbled the bag pretty hard there, not gonna lie. But again, we're detached from the outcome. All I want to focus on is how well I'm taking my time with these stickies. Oof. Okay, not bad. A little rushed, but right, quickly trying to get onto the target. Okay, happy with that. Took my time. And in fact, I'm just going to speed this up. We can get through a little bit more of this game, and we're just going to pause it after our sticky use, right? Rushed. Fine. A little rushed, right? I'll just pause it right there, because we don't need to go through this entire game. What am I noticing? I'm noticing that I am still rushing a good bit. My main thing is that I am pushing too hard with my flight, and then I am putting myself in a situation where I don't really have a lot of time to focus in and take my time with my shot. So they sort of end up getting rushed. So I've sort of identified a pain point that is outside of the stickies, but it's still connected solely to rushing that sticky bomb. So I would say that in these past few days, it would appear that I have sort of not kept completely on track with keeping my mind focused on the when with my stickies. So that's though where the reflection comes in, is I needed to do this video. I needed to watch this and see, oh, okay, I'm still rushing my stickies, right? The majority of my stickies, I am putting myself in a situation where I don't have a lot of time to aim, and as a result, I'm sort of just getting them off rather than taking time to aim them. There were a few just kind of blatant things where I would say, ugh, I don't really like how I used them there. I don't like why I used them there. But I'm not focused on those things. I'm focused on when I was using my stickies. So I hope that this has been a little bit informative for you all. Obviously, I'm not some top 500 player or anything. I'm trying to improve just like the rest of you. Though I have found success. And more so, what I really have been noticing as I've been focusing on my sticky bomb usage is that on my best games where I was locked in and really pushing hard to focus on those stickies, I was finding that my engagements were timed much better around my flight as well. As I would get into an area, maybe shooting off my stickies as I was setting up, and now in the time it took for me to wait the second or two for my stickies to come up, my flight would be back up. And finding how those abilities have this meshing effect, that really identifies why cooldown management is so important in Overwatch, and why improving this is going to improve your gameplay as a whole immediately. All of your cooldowns are connected together and are all part of that character's playstyle. So one aspect getting underutilized is going to bring down the rest of it. By focusing on one ability, we can improve our gameplay entirely. So, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope that something of this might get into you, that perhaps you can go out and do your first VOD review, find those pain points, and try to start the process of reflecting on them in your game as well as in video replay afterwards. Alright, this has been Honeybee Entertainment. I hope you all have a great evening, morning, night. I've been your Coach B. See ya.